So, dear Dhamma practitioners, this is our ongoing meditation session. So, be comfortable yourself and relax your body. And once we get connected with our other students, we're ready to start the session for today. Okay, so dear Dhamma practitioners, be comfortable yourself and relax your body. And keep your back straight, neck head straight in one line, and your right palm on your left. So gently close your eyes and bring your attention to this bell sound. And while you're focusing to the sound, mentally relax your body, relax your mind, and relax your breathing with your thoughts. So do nothing extra. Just follow the sound, please. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Exalted One, the fully enlightened One. So, dear Dhamma practitioners, before we start our practice session, as usual, we'll take few minutes for ourselves to be very clear with the practice. Because the meaning you understand about the practice is very important. By the time that meaning going to become your teacher. So that's why it is your responsibility to understand what you mean by meditation and what you mean by tranquility state. You gain the informations, but just getting information is not enough. You have to contemplate on that information. You have to go deeper into that information and see beyond the words and recognize the very meaning. Because otherwise, that most of time what happens, when things come to us, rather than gaining the real meaning of it, we start to transform it to the way we want. So it happened not only for meditation or the spiritual practice. In day-to-day life, it happened to everything. That is our nature. Whatever the perception come towards us, We have no ability to have the attachment to the outside object. We mostly deeply attach to our own inner thoughts, desire. So as example, I can't attach to this cup. I can say many things about, oh, it's so comfortable for me. So, but the thing is, this outside things, if I try to attach to that, it's not going to be there. What I can have the attachment to the thoughts I have regarding this cup. So then apply that principle to everything. Then you will see what you like mean you can't like the outside world. You have no power over outside world. You like out of that outside world, whatever the reflection, whatever the perception you perceive, whatever the mental imagination you develop in you, you attach to that. So then be very careful and see regarding the teachings. You hear something, and then once you hear it, maybe you don't recognize the very meaning of it. You start to interpret the way you want, and then you start to follow, or you start to attach, or you start to believe that what you understood yourself. That's normal. So that's why this kind of like samsara, this is the very nature of the samsara. That's why this samsara is a kind of like an unfinished project. You can't finish this project. Go with the eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind satisfaction. Go with the desire, go with the wanting, you go with the gaining. You will never going to finish this. There's no end. So, do you want to be in this unfinished project, or you want to go beyond this level and find something else? So it's up to you. Sometimes you have to be a little bit matured with your conventional life before you go into that spiritual level. Because in that conventional life, in this ordinary life, sometimes we look for, oh, I want this is mine, or kind of like that. We go with this lot of outside things, looking for happiness and satisfaction. Of course, it will bring something. It is very necessary. You need the outside things. You need these outside connections. You need these outside things. And there are few ways that you can, have this detachment. One is developing the wisdom, but suddenly you can't get into that wisdom. Maybe you have to get hurt to recognize this anything is not belong to you. The only journey is the one thing. There's no way that we can go with somebody, or go towards somebody, or go behind somebody. We have to understand that. Conventional life, of course, we have this everything around us. We believing and we thinking this is mine, but it's not going to be. It will never happen. So then, understanding this, and sometimes we can understand it, sometimes it is very difficult to digest it. So that's why one thing is, one should deeply get hurt. Then maybe it give opportunity for you to understand this anything this outside does not belong to you. And sometimes you can gain it out of the wisdom. And sometimes we have to go through some kind of process to understand it. So there are many ways, but somehow what we need to know, this struggle that keep happening most of time rather than the outside. Of course, there are outside things, but more than that, your life happens. Our life happens within our inside thoughts. So this influence from outside is very necessary from the beginning. That's what it called the Srutamaya Jnana. So you have to get the influence, like going to school, listening to parents, and following the culture. This all what? This all outside influence, and reading books and the following the educated people, or the following the university, or the diploma, or anything. What that? That all we gain something from outside. But the thing is, there are some people, once they get something from outside, they hold it to it. They hold it to it. And sometimes they don't recognize when they get it to them, the meaning shifting to different level. And then they hold it to that whatever the outside theory is there, and sometimes we can't get into the real meaning of it even. So this influence is very necessary, but it is not enough. Shuddhamaya Jnana and Chintamaya Jnana. So you have to contemplate on it. You have to investigate on it. You have to see that whatever that you learn, or you heard, that you experience, it's work for you. And when you start to look that way, what happened? The capacity of your mind start to expand. That is what we need, because most of time with our own mental formations, or the imaginations, or the habitual patterns, we shrinking. We become very limited with ourselves rather than expanding. So in the very first level, then remember, we get the influence from the outside, but you have to transform it to some kind of wisdom in you. And then this outside influence is very necessary, but certain level you have to drop it, block it, and go into inside process. So influence from outside, one process, dropping it and go into inside and experience it within yourself is a different method. So this both very necessary, but remember, always depending from this outside is very risky, and there is no end. So that's why this go towards the inside and recognizing yourself and seeing what you experience and how you experience, going to bring some kind of meaning to yourself. So when it comes to that, one of the important, very nature of the very important thing you have to remember. First thing, even in the meditation practice, that is what in the Vipassana deeply happens. So this is a deeper Vipassana level of mental attitude that you develop, but you can apply it in conventional level, you can apply to your day-to-day life also, and see, and it will help you to gain some kind of conventional development. But this is a deeper Vipassana level of mindset. What is this? Because we have a nature always we framing things in a conventional life. We framing. According to our point of view, we frame things. No one can escape from that. Look at this, everything we see from childhood. Follow the patterns, methods, quality, quantity. This all depend from that. So then you are living with that. Your mind cannot get out of it. So then knowingly or unknowingly, your mind now define. Your mind build up a structure. When you think about something, you frame it and you define it. You shape it. You make a pattern. You develop a method in you. You don't see that. Because that is your lenses that you use to experience the outside world. So we gain it with the object. Now what happened, it start to become the very nature of mind. So the meditation is a method, take you out of that framing mind. You don't frame it. So we are going to get into that today. So how you can experience something without framing it. So one thing is, when you experience something right away, you have to remember and know yourself. You can apply this in conventional life. You don't need to get into liberation or the enlightenment to experience this. You can get the taste, because this all practice step by step, little baby steps take you close towards the liberation. So the liberation is the final result. But this journey, this practice every day, that you listening a little bit, you sitting yourself, you practicing meditation, 1 minute, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, it go to your spiritual account. It's kind of like a saving. So by the time, little by little, you develop your practice, and then you come closer to liberation, Nibbana. Like there is a person and never practice meditation or sit for meditation or never listen to Dhamma talk or never practice generosity. And there is another person, that person practice 1 minute and do little things for others, share their life with the others little bit, and have the compassion, loving kindness little bit. So that person more closer to liberation than the person don't do anything. So then you remember yourself that whatever you do every day with little things, with the good heart, open mind, and it take you towards the liberation. So when it comes to get out of this framing mind or the structure mind, so what you need to do, the very first thing, remember, things happen not because of one reason. Never. There is nothing can exist in this world, even in the material world. There is nothing can exist because of only one reason, for one reason. If you experience something, that all appear as a result of many things. So that's why that whatever you like or dislike, it is not there. It's a little bit, take time to digest. Because that appearance that you see as one thing is a completely different nature behind it. So then, maybe for the surface level of a structure, we just see on the surface level, but the deeper, there is a huge mechanism. They like this computer, this cell phone, this mic, this light. It's deeper behind the deeper mechanism. We don't see that. So then how you can say, I like it? What do you mean by it? Because if do you know what is happening inside? Without knowing that, how you can tell I like it? That's that, that's the, you have to ask that question yourself, because you are the one who following, you are the one who believing, you are the one who going behind what you like. So that's why you have to remember, when it comes to something, when you say I like it, do you know what it is? What you know about it may not really what it is. What you know about it, it's your mind. So that's why you have to break it down and see. If you are capable to get that, then you will see the mind start to become more stronger, sharper and clear. So that is the very nature of mind. Because remember, the mind never going to stuck, or mind never going to follow, or mind never going to be with illusion or the unreality. The very nature of the mind is always go towards the reality. You are very spiritual being. It's everything finally related to spirituality. There, without a spiritual foundation background, there is nothing can come to pinnacle or success. So anything, any life, maybe people do many things, but end of somehow, when they connected to deeper this truth or the spirituality or the Dharma, they feel the connection. Otherwise, they always look for something. So then yourself, with this practice, little by little, you fulfilling it. And when it comes to the truth, somehow if you are capable to see it, the mind going to settle down with that. So the worldly nature is always take you out of the truth, but still you will keep going this journey. That's why this is an unfinished journey until you find the truth. When the day you come to see the truth, remember, you're going to stop with the struggle. Otherwise, it's always going to become kind of like a wrestling game. We are wrestling with our own inner desires. So then, how you can practice it in another simple way? Get out of the perfection. That's in the conventional life, with this eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind experience, there is no perfection. Get out of it and be ready yourself. Rather than developing a structure inside you, rather than developing the concept or the idea or the hopes, it should be like this, it should be like that. Be free from that structure and available to accept it as it is. Don't develop the preconditioned mind. There is no, you never will find the perfection, because this conventional life with the perception, with the satisfaction, there is no perfection. It's not going to happen. So whatever they are, in that very moment, that is the thing. So you have to accept it. No perfection going to be with the environment, no perfection going to be with the weather, no perfection going to be with the science technology, no perfection going to be with this gadgetics, no perfection going to be with this artificial intelligence, no perfection going to be within your husband, wife, children, friends and family members, parents, or the humanity, or the generations to generations. No perfection. So withdraw your mind from that. So when that is a power. You have to be strong to get it to yourself and accept that dharma. Because believing some kind of perfection, believing and following some kind of a structure is a very easy. Get out of the structure and get out of this the perfection, or the developing the idea about the perfection, to be perfect and look to find the perfect. Get out of that kind of mind is not easy. But that is the reality. For the moment, what you experience, give your best and be with your best and accept it. Don't struggle with it. Accept it. When you accept it, don't bring the inside your own idea to it. So in that way, you are capable to handle that. Just imagine this, inside this cup, there is water. But the cup holds this water, but that water itself doesn't have any desire to be in the cup. So the water inside the cup doesn't have any desire, any consciousness to be in this cup. If you make a hole, what will happen? If you turn it to other side, what will happen? So the water have the nature of imperfection or the imperfection. So it doesn't follow a frame or the structure or the method to be. It should be like this. But we have that always. Because we are now not capable to accept as who we are, and we have a struggle to understand this. That's why people go to therapy. So the therapy means what? Therapy means teach you to accept this idea about there is nothing going to be perfect, or there is nothing going to be the way the way you want. That is therapy. There's nothing else. Once you get it, you feel good. So why you have to go to therapy? Because life itself, the very nature itself is the therapy. You don't need to. Of course, sometimes there are some people get stuck and they can't get out of their mind and they need the help. They need the push. Nothing wrong with that. But what I mean, when it comes to yourself, try to at least develop a life yourself. To be just you. Why you need help? That's the question. If you want to bungee jump, or if you want to, jump from the parachute, 10,000 feet, if you want to drive a Formula 1 race, so you need a coach, you need a guidance, you need to learn, you need to follow techniques like this. But the thing is, just to be yourself, accept yourself, why you need therapy. just to be yourself, why you need Dhamma talks or why you need teachings. Just to be you. Because that's the thing, our mind that much strong to frame, develop some kind of idea, concept, and we try to be perfect, and at the same time we try to, we always expect from others to be perfect, and because of that we lose the very nature or the reality of the life. That is what itself called unbalance. So this one should recognize this imperfection. You are available to anything. That make you free. You are available to anything means you become more stronger. You become unlimited means you become more stronger. So like nuclear, like atom. So then tap into that. When you tap into that, the very first thing you have to remember, the idea you build up in your mind become the greater, stronger hindrance that you separate from the universe. So that's why go in deeper and see from where you got it, how you develop that. Then you will see you may be hurt somewhere, or without any reason, maybe it came to you. So kind of like that. So nothing wrong, because we all have that in this conventional life. That's how we live. But we no need to go the same way forever. So this is a time for you to become more better and connect to more higher purpose or the reason or the sources. So that's why when it comes to us, our final goal is attaining to Nibbana. So we are, even though we are human beings, even though we are struggling, wrestling with our perception, even though we are fighting and dreaming and have the craving towards the desires to find the satisfaction, we still try to go towards the Nibbana. So that means we are clinging to a higher purpose. So that way, little by little, it will help us to go towards that. It's not maybe not going to happen overnight, but still, then you have to look into yourself and see what is the connection that you have from you to higher purpose. This, what is the shadow identity that you carry within to be reverent. So the reverent means you drop the idea of self and you focus to more higher idea or the goal. So each and every person have that. You know, like if you take ask from this little child and ask who you want to be, and then suddenly they will tell somebody. That's not the person still there, that the child have a dream, purpose. So like that, when we get younger, older, sometimes we slowly start to drop it, or maybe forget it, or maybe we can't find it. And then we say, I don't know very purpose of this life, or I don't know who I am, or I don't know what's happening to me, or kind of like that. So have a higher, keep clinging to the higher purpose, higher source, the spiritual source, not the material. In the conventional world, we need them in material thing, but have a higher purpose, or the the connection towards something bigger than you. So that way, you will see this practice day by day will help you to nourish and reach to that level. So at the same time, you are capable to enjoy the journey. And that enjoyment bring a greater satisfaction beyond this conventional level of satisfaction. Once you have it, you don't worry about the life. You don't become sad about the life you have. In that way, you feel contentment. And you're not going to miss anything in this conventional life, but you are not going to stuck with it. Our problem is we don't get anything out of this conventional life and we stuck there. But spiritual masters, they get everything from this conventional life. They're not going to stuck there. So that's why then you are also capable to so slowly shift to that. And then you will see the difference. So with that, let's get into practice a little bit now. So keep your right palm on your left and neck head straight in one line and be comfortable with your posture. And scan head to toes yourself and say Sopatveva, or may I be well and happy 3 times. Take a moment and think. We gathered here in this moment to practice this ancient meditation technique. All the Buddhas, all the enlightened masters followed this path and achieved wisdom. So we also gathered here to accumulate that knowledge. In this moment with this sitting, may my body become more comfortable. May my breath be more smooth. May no difficulties come to me. May all the success come to me. Also think for a moment, this is the last moment we're spending in this very lifetime, and detach your mind from all your past memories and as well as any kind of future thoughts. Just try to remain in the present moment, observing the sensation of your inhalation and exhalation. So in the beginning, deeply and deeply breathe in, breathe out 3 times and find the sensation, please. And allow your inhalations, exhalations happen itself. When it happens through the sensation, recognize it. Do nothing extra. Bring attention to your body, please. Observe your posture. We cultivate loving kindness and compassion in our heart and radiate it as a light through entire your compound, village, city, state, country, world, around this universe. Also as far as you can through galaxies, other planets, stars. Reminding yourself like this. With clear intention, mentally repeat after me. May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. May everyone be happy and safe. And may their hearts be filled with joy. May all living beings live in security and in peace. Beings who are frail or strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away, already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one out of anger or ill will wish anyone any harm. Expand the loving kindness and compassion beginning from your heart. Forward. Visualize yourself and send it as a light. To your backside. To your left side. And to your right side. Downward. And upward. All six directions at once. Like the moon, the sun, spread the light, spread the energy, without any condition, without any limitation, without any resistance or without any judgment. Let your heart to shine with the loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of it, with the maximum effort to the highest. Wishing yourself, may all living beings in this universe be well and happy. Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So first of all, we offer this practice to the great qualities of the Buddha, Dhamma and the Sangha. And also by the power of this meritorious deed, may all of us attain to the supreme bliss of Nibbana. May all your guardian angels and deities will receive these merits and increase their longevity and protect all of you from any kind of planetary influences or any ill effect. Ittavata chammi sampadam punya sampadam sabbe deva numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe bhuta numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya Maya Dhamma Nudhamma Patipattiya Buddham Pujemi Dhammang Pujemi Sanghang Pujemi Addhaya Imaya Patipattiya Jati Jara Vyadhi Maranam Ha Paribunjissami Idamme Punya Kammang Asavakkaya Vang Hotu Sabba Dukkha Pamunchatu. Bless you.